Dear students in grade 12, good morning. Welcome to our English seminar for today, in which we are going to discuss two units, Unit 5 and Unit 6. Well, dear students, as you know, in Unit 5, in both the student's book and the activity book, we have, as you know, a number of texts, and we have, of course, a number of grammatical skills. Of course, I think it would be a good idea to focus first on or to revise some grammatical skills mentioned in Unit 5 and Unit 6. Of course, as you know, in Unit 5 maybe we have some linking words, and maybe we can talk about using models to express possibilities, and we can go on to talk about the passive voice, which is described and mentioned in Unit 6. Well, dear students, let me first welcome my dear colleagues who are going to participate in this seminar. Mr. Karim Qassab, my dear colleague, a senior supervisor in the Ministry of Education. Good morning, Mr. Karim.
Good morning.
And Mr. Mazen Abdul Karim, an English teacher from Damascus Countryside Directorate. Good morning, Mr. Mazen.
Good morning, everybody.
Well, dear students, dear colleagues, I think it would be a good idea, in order not to waste time, to start with the passive voice. Then after talking about the passive voice, we can talk about some linking words, and then we can talk about possibilities, how to express possibilities in English by using the modal auxiliary verbs. Well, let us start talking about the passive. Let me first ask you, Mr. Karim, in general, the students should know a very important thing. Why do we use the passive voice? That's it.
Yes. Actually, before that, we ask, what is passive voice? Passive voice, actually, Mr. Basil, is a structure. It is not a tense. It is a structure in which the focus is on the action rather than the doer of the action. The doer of the action or the agent is not important in passive voice. So because of that, it is called passive, or this is now the function of passive. Now the question, your question about why do we use passive? Actually, we use passive for many reasons, in many cases. First of all, we use passive when we know the doer very well. When we know the doer very well.
But we want to focus on the action,
rather
than the doer of the action.
When I say, for example, the criminal was arrested, everybody knows who arrests criminals. This is the function of the police. So it is not important to mention by the police, because the police arrest criminals.
Okay.
This is number one. When we don't know the doer or the agent of the action, also here we use a passive voice. When I say the window is broken or was broken,
okay,
we don't know who broke the window.
Mr. Karim, thank you. Let's have some examples and start talking
after
about
that,
maybe different tenses,
yes,
how to make passive,
exactly.
what are the steps we should follow to make passive.
Actually, when making passive voice, when changing from active into passive, we have 3 steps to follow. 3 steps. The first step actually is to move the object from its position to put it in the beginning of the sentence, to become the subject of the passive
Let's have
sentence.
an example.
An example. Here we have now this example, which is a sentence, camouflage.
We have another sentence maybe on the screen. Farmers grow soya beans.
Okay.
Farmers grow
soya beans.
Of course, here
yes,
the sentence tells us what the subject do.
Exactly.
So the subject transmits the action.
Yes.
It is a transmitter. I mean, here in this case we call this structure active voice. It is written in the active voice. Now,
because we have the subject and a verb, then we have the object.
How can we make it passive?
How do we make it into passive? We come to soya beans. Soya beans is the object of the sentence, of the active sentence, we move it to the beginning of the sentence, of the passive, to become the subject of the passive sentence. Then after that, we use verb to be, one of the forms of verb to be. We have, many forms.
In the same tense, in the same tense.
In the same
we
tense.
use verb
exactly.
to be
yes.
in the same tense as the active verb.
As the active
Simply.
verb. Simply.
It is just one rule for all tenses.
Yes.
The student should know that he has to use verb to be in the same tense as the active verb. If the active verb is simple present, we use verb to be in the simple present. If
it is simple past,
we use verb to be in this, and so on.
Yes.
Good.
So the second step is we use verb to be,
okay.
which is in the same tense of the active verb. Then the last step is to use the past participle of the main.
It is grown.
Verb.
Here.
Yes, grown. So here we say soya beans are grown by farmers.
By farmers.
Yes.
Here the sentence tells us what happens to the subject.
Yes.
So the student can simply distinguish between the active voice structure and the passive voice structure
yes.
by just reading the sentence. When the sentence tells you what the subject does or did
yes.
or will do or is doing, it is written in the active. If the sentence tells us what happens to the subject,
exactly.
what is happening to the subject, what has happened to the subject, it is written in the passive voice, and so on.
We have another example,
Okay.
Mr. Basser, from the book itself. Camouflage protects sand gazelles.
Yes.
So sand gazelles is the object. So we use sand gazelles. It is a plural. We use are, and it is present simple. So sand gazelles are. Then protects, the past participle of protects is protected. So we say sand gazelles are protected.
We have here
by camouflage.
a sentence, an example. The house
yes.
was painted by my father. Of
Yes.
course, here the sentence is written in the passive.
Yes.
Here the subject receives the action, as we said. Now, Mr. Karim,
yes.
the sentence tells us here what happened to the subject.
Exactly.
Now, let's start with the present simple, please.
Yeah, so we talked here about camouflage protects sand gazelles because this is a fact, so it is used in. Then we use John washes the car every morning. This is a sentence in present simple because here we have every morning. It is a repeated action. So John is the subject, the doer of the action, washes is the verb, and the car is the object. So we bring the car into the beginning of the sentence to become the car. The car is singular and it is in present simple. The car is, then we take the past participle of wash, which is washed, because it is, a regular verb. So the car is washed every morning by John, or by John is not necessary here because it is the doer of the act. It is not necessary here.
So here we have three steps.
Yes.
We use the object as a subject.
Exactly.
We use verb to be in the same tense,
of
as the active
verb.
And because here it is in the simple present, we can use verb to be in the simple present, am, is, or are. Then we have the past participle of the third
verb,
form of the active verb, which is washed here.
Yes.
If we want now to mention the doer of the action in the passive,
we can say
is it necessary to mention the doer?
Not always. Actually, sometimes yes.
We say it is often not mentioned.
It is
but
often
when
not
we
mentioned.
feel that the information is not complete, I think
we use
it is
by
necessary to mention it. Yes.
By using by.
Like the example you have just mentioned,
camouflage
protects sand gazelles from predators.
Exactly.
Sand gazelles are protected.
How?
If we stop here, we feel that the information is not complete.
Is not perfect.
We should complete by camouflage. Exactly.
Yes.
So
this is about simple present.
Yes.
Indeed. Now about simple past, we have the same steps. 3 steps also, but here instead of is, are, we have was or were. That is all. We have the same steps. We take an example now. John washed the car yesterday. The same about John now. Here instead of washes we have washed. So John washed the car yesterday. The car is the object. We bring it or we move it to the beginning of the sentence. The car. The car is singular and in the past, so we use was. Then washed is washed, because the past and past participle of wash is the same, because it is a regular verb. So the car was washed yesterday by John. So by John is not necessary. We can say it or we can omit it. Now we come to a third tense, which is a present continuous. Also the same steps, 3 steps. John is washing the car. So here the same sentence about John. John is washing the car. The car is the object. We move it to the beginning of the sentence. The car is. But now what is different here? Here, because we have ing, because we have a present continuous, here we need to use the word being after verb to be. So here we say, John is washing the car. The object is the car. We move it to the beginning. Then the car is singular, and it is in a present continuous. So it is here, the car is. What comes after is being. The car is being. Then we use the past participle of wash, which is washed. So here the car is being washed by John.
Good.
Now we come to the past continuous, also the same steps. Here we have they were building a dam. So here, instead of using is or are, we use was or were. That is all, plus being. So here, past continuous, they were building a dam. So a dam is the object of this sentence. So we move the word a dam, the object, into the beginning. A dam. Then here, what we're building. A dam is singular now. So we use a verb to be or verb to be which is suitable to the singular. In the past, it becomes a dam was being built. This is because it is in the progressive tense.
Thank you very much, Mr. Karim. Now, Mr. Mazen, we can talk about how to make perfect tenses passive, please. And maybe we can talk about the models also.
Yes.
Please.
Yes. The present perfect, the rule of the passive, which is the object plus have or has plus been plus verb 3. Example, the strong wind has destroyed many houses. Many houses have been destroyed by the strong winds. Here students should focus.
Maybe here the example on the screen is the storm.
The storm
has destroyed many houses. It's the same.
storm
It's okay.
has destroyed many houses.
The storm is a strong wind.
Yes.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the same.
Okay.
So many houses have been destroyed by the storms.
Yes.
Students should know that they don't care about the subject, they care about the object, whether it's singular or plural. The second one, which is past perfect, which the rule is object plus had been plus verb 3 plus by plus agent. You know, students should know here that the sentence is ready, just only they have to put been between the object and
you mean we say,
verb.
Mr. Mazen, we use verb to be in the same tense
Yes.
as the active verb. The active verb here is a past perfect, so we have to use the past perfect of be.
Yes.
The past perfect of be is had been.
Yes.
Exactly.
Simply.
Yes, had been.
Please.
Yes.
Okay.
The example, the driver stopped after he had seen smoke coming out of the lorry's engine. The driver stopped after smoke had been seen coming out of the lorry's engine.
Now, what about the models? Thank you.
Before the models, Mr. Basil, we have a review of linking words. We have some linking
I
words.
mean,
just
if
no.
we
Just
have a
yes.
sentence
Yes.
in the
Passive.
passive, in the active, and we have a modal verb.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Please, Mr. Karim,
Yes.
please. We
The-
have a strong wind can destroy
The
maybe
strong
a
wind
lot of
can
crops.
destroy many houses.
or a lot of crops.
A lot
Here.
of a lot of.
Let me tell you the
yes,
sentence,
yes,
Mr.
please.
Mazen. A strong wind can destroy a lot of crops. How
Okay.
can we make it passive?
Okay. A lot of crops, yeah, the
Here,
same.
the object.
The object is a lot of crops can be destroyed by the strong wind.
Exactly. So
Yes.
the main verb destroy is used after a modal verb, can destroy. So we use be in the same form, can
Yes.
be,
Yes.
can destroy,
So
can be.
so for
That's it.
yes, Mr. For any modal verb,
Yes.
the object, the same modal verb plus be plus verb 3.
Yes, exactly. Another example. Mr.
Another
We
example.
should protect rare animals from extinction.
Okay, in the passive, rare animals should be protected. Here we
Yes,
don't need
from
to
extinction.
mention, yes, from extinction.
We need to complete the information
Yes.
here. Rare animals should be protected from extinction.
Yes.
Exactly. Do we have another example? Yes. We must move people. Please.
Yes, we must move people from their homes before building the dam. So here the object is people. The same modal verb must be moved from their homes before building the dam.
So we can summarize here, Mr. Basil, that all modals...
And we have one more example.
Yes.
The scientist, sorry, Mr. Karim,
Yes.
as
Yes.
you can see on the laptop,
Yes.
the scientist, thank you, will discuss the problem of pollution.
Okay.
I think the problem
the
of
problem
pollution,
of pollution will be discussed by
the scientist.
scientists.
Yes.
That's it. So,
here we can say, sorry, here we can say that all modals should be followed
Yes.
by the word be, the verb,
yes,
the infinitive of be,
exactly.
which is verb to be. Yes.
Okay, we have something else, I think. Now we can talk about some linking words in a
Yes.
hurry. Then we can finish our talk
About the
by
grammar.
talking about maybe how to express possibilities
Yes.
by using the models.
Yes.
Mr.
Karim.
Karim, please.
We have the linking words. Actually, we have many linking words here. Let's start immediately. My leg hurts when I walk. So the verb, the word when is called a linking word. It links between two things. My leg hurts, I walk, or two clauses. So my leg hurts when I walk. Another example, I heard the news on the radio as I was driving home or while I was driving
The same
home.
meaning.
The same meaning here, exactly. And here this word as or while, link between two clauses also. Here while or as mean during the time when I was driving home. So while means during the time when I was doing the action. When the speaker sat down or after the speaker sat down, no one knew what to say. Also here the word when or after, these two words are called linking words because they link two clauses together. We come to another one, as soon as. As soon as, which means immediately after. So as soon as I had left the house, it started to rain. So here, this, this linking word, which is as soon as, is linking between two clauses. I had left the house, it started to rain. So as soon as I had left the house, it started to rain. I must get to the post office before it closes. Here we have before. Also here it links between two clauses. I must get to the post office and it closes. So here we link them by the word before. You have to wait until the light changes to green. Also the word until here is a linking word. It links between two clauses. You have to wait and the light changes to green. So here until means up to the time when the light changes to green. I've been sad since you left. So here the word since also links between two, two clauses. I've been sad, you left. Here since links between these two clauses. Here since means from the time you left.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Mazen, please.
We also have linking words which are but, although, and in spite of. The jacket was nice. We link it with the word but. It was too small. So it gives the meaning of the contrast. The two sentences. So the jacket was nice, but it was too small.
Contrast.
Contrast, yes. Although I like it, the sweater, I didn't buy it. So here, although, gives an unexpected result.
Exactly.
So I like it, the sweater, but I didn't buy it.
When someone likes a sweater, we expect him to buy this sweater, but he didn't.
Yes.
Right? So here, although I like the sweater, I didn't buy it.
Yes.
Okay.
And after although, you know, we have a clause, the subject and the verb. The last sentence, Tom felt perfectly calm in spite of danger. It's the same as although, but you know, after in spite of, we have a noun.
We don't use a clause.
No, a noun.
We use a noun phrase.
A noun phrase.
Exactly.
Or a noun. Yes.
Or a noun, yes.
We have also to link two sentences to give, which give us explanation why. The first one is to, which give us the meaning or the purpose why we do or why we are doing something. We can use the to infinitive to say why someone does something, that what the purpose of an action is. Example, most people work to earn money. So why do people work?
To earn money.
To earn money.
This is the purpose,
The purpose
of working.
Yes. We went to the library to get some books. So the purpose is to get some books. Also, we have in order to, which is different from to by the fact that it is more formal. The government took new measures in order to reduce crime. So the government, why did the government take new measures in order to reduce crime? Fuad was hurrying in order not to miss the train. So here students should know that if it is negative, we should put not just before.
In order to or in order not to.
Yes.
So
Clear.
So Fuad was hurrying in order not to miss the train. The last one, so that which links the explanation or the cause with the result. So after so that we have the result, we use a clause also, the subject and a main verb. Example, farmer cut down the trees so that they have more land for growing crops.
When they cut down trees,
Yes.
the result is
They
that they have more land.
more, yes.
They can have more land
Yes.
for growing crops.
Crops.
Another example, maybe
I
I'll
will
post.
I will post the card today so that it gets there on time. Also, we can use can, yes, usually sometimes, so that is linked with can. I will post the card today so that it can get there on time.
Yes, actually now we have also some other examples to clarify the idea of linking
Yes.
words more
Yes.
and more. We have I'll phone you. Now here we have to choose between until and as soon as I arrive. So I'll phone you as soon as I arrive, not until. Number two, I always brush my teeth. Here we have before or as soon as I go to bed.
We have
Sure, it is before.
the same examples on the laptop. Thank
Yes,
you.
I always brush my teeth before I go to bed, because people brush their teeth before going to bed, before
Yes,
sleeping,
yes.
not as soon as they go to there. I hope I managed to see you before or until, no, we say here before you go on holiday.
Exactly.
When or after a few hours, I got tired of playing video games. Here,
After a few
hours, I got tired of playing video games. Number five, as soon as or until you see him, tell her I said hello. Sure, here it is as soon as means immediately after you
I
see
think
her.
both
when you
here
see
in
her.
this case can be used, but maybe
Until you see him, no, I think,
but
Mr.
as
Bassett.
soon as you
Yes.
see him, when you see him,
When
tell
you see-
her. So
not
we can
until.
use both of them. I
When,
think.
Both-
yes, when,
But,
yes.
but maybe if you
Not
want to
until.
say immediately after you see Hind, we
Yes,
can
tell
use
her.
as
The
soon
same
as.
meaning.
Yes,
No problem.
yes,
here. Yes. Yes.
What else?
Uh,
Do we
also
have?
here we have to choose also some of the linking words. The Amazon rainforest has an important effect on the climate of the world. Why? Here we have to choose between so that or because. It is because it covers such a large area. Because the question is, why does the Amazon rainforest have an important role? Because it covers such a large area. Another example, large areas of forest have been cut down so that or in order to the soil is now dry and dusty. Here we have a result. So we say so that the soil is now dry and dusty.
Okay.
Loggers cut down trees because or in order to sell the wood. Of course, in order to sell, because we are talking about the purpose. Why are they doing so? Because they want to do so and so. Fadia didn't go to school yesterday in order to or because.
Mr. Mazen, can you continue, please?
No, it is my turn.
It's okay. It's okay.
Fadia didn't go to school yesterday because she felt ill, right? Here, because, not in order to. I went to the post office to buy some, or because by, we say to buy some stamps, because after because we need a clause I, verb, subject and verb. Ahmed went to the airport in order to or so that meet his brother Khalid. Ahmed went to the airport in order to meet his brother Khalid. People write things in their diaries in order not to or so that forget important things. We say here people write things in their diaries so that, in order not to forget important things.
Okay. Now I think everything is clear. Mr. Mazen, thank you, Mr. Karim. We can talk about how to express possibilities. I don't think we have any slide to express possibilities, but we can discuss them.
Yes.
Let me say here, if we can have an example,
Yes.
as it is written here, we can discuss the models mentioned in Unit 5, must, can't,
might.
and might.
Yes.
Of course, when we say, for example, Nadia or Nada knows the names of all movie stars. This is a situation. And now we can conclude a logical or have a logical conclusion from this situation. She knows all the names of movie stars. She must
Be interested in films.
interested in films, or she must watch films a lot.
lot.
So here we use must not to express obligation,
No.
but to express possibility or to give a logical conclusion about a situation in the present,
Yes.
right? If we say Karim has 3 villas,
Yes.
he must be rich. See,
Inshallah.
he must be rich, inshallah.
I
We say
wish.
inshallah. It's okay. Now, can you give
Yeah.
us more details about
Yes.
them, please?
You know, the models we are going to talk about are must, can't, might. When we feel confident of something and we are sure about something, we use must. And the bare infinitive, the verb, without to. Example, he must earn a lot of money to be able to buy that expensive car. And here we have evidence. The evidence is he is able to buy that expensive car. So he must earn a lot of money. He is, rich. Cannot and the infinitive. When we talk about things that are almost, we are sure they are not true. So we are sure, but it's not true. We use cannot. Example, it's December. It cannot be hot tomorrow. Another example, a very easy one. This man cannot be rich because he is wearing torn clothes.
Good. Now, It's very nice. Now, if we want to express possibility in the past,
Yes.
if we say, for example, can you give us an example in the past, Mr. Karim?
Yes, now,
please?
Just a minute to
Mr.
finish
Mazen.
the might.
Okay, to finish the,
Yes.
Might.
the
Okay.
idea. Okay.
So when we are unsure whether something is true or not, just we think about, we are just think that is something will happen or not, we use
Might.
or may,
Yes.
the same.
But might maybe is
Yes.
more formal. Maybe?
Yes.
It's okay.
It's spring, it might be hot tomorrow. Okay.
It's spring. It
It
might,
be hot tomorrow.
hot tomorrow.
Yes.
So here we are not sure 100%.
Yes.
50-50. It may happen.
Yes.
It may not happen.
It might rain tomorrow, for example. We are not sure.
It means that we are not sure
if
100%.
Yes, 100%. It's
Exactly.
less than 50%.
Do you have another idea about?
Of course, here we talk
Possibilities.
about the possibilities in the past.
We have only 1 minute.
Yes,
please, Mr.
okay.
Karim.
So we have now how to express possibilities in the past. We use the modal verbs must, can't, might, followed by have.
example.
Yes, have, and the past participle. Example: Ali didn't find his keys in the office. He must have forgotten them at home.
So here, Ali didn't find his keys in his office.
Yes.
We are talking about a past situation.
Exactly.
So,
So how to change now the modal into the past, the possibility into the past, by using have plus the past participle.
present perfect after the auxiliary.
Exactly. So
He must have.
yeah, he must have,
forgotten-
he can't have all these.
If we
are
say
all- yes.
he must have forgotten them at home,
Yes.
it means that we are sure 100%
Exactly.
that he forgot,
He forgot
his
them
keys
at
at
home.
home.
Yes.
If we say he can't have forgotten them at home,
We are sure
we
that
are
he
sure
did not
100%
forget
that
them.
he didn't forget them
Yes.
or leave them
Yes.
at
If
home.
we say he might have
Maybe.
forgotten them,
We
we
are-
are not sure. Maybe yes, maybe no.
Exactly.
this
So
is
the
the meaning
models
here.
here changes, of course, the meaning or the expression of the sentence.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Very
Here
nice.
we have two examples, or one example. Mahmoud can't have phoned me. Can't have phoned me. I was at home and I would have heard the telephone. So here we are talking about possibility in the past. Alia didn't come. She might have forgotten
Good,
the meeting.
good.
Here we have the
Good.
same, possibility in
Very
the
nice.
past.
Thank you very much. Dear students, that's everything we think about the grammatical skills mentioned in Unit 5 and Unit 6. Now let's go directly to the students' book, Unit 5. I think we have a text here, as you can see, about the Eden project. In maybe less than 3 minutes, we can finish talking about this text, Mr. Mazen. Let
Yes.
me ask you
Yes.
some questions
Yes.
about this text. Now, we know the Eden project. Where is the Eden project located?
Yes, it is a living museum in the countryside in the southwest of England.
Now, why do people visit this project?
Yes, they visit this project to see plants from all over the world growing in this special environment.
Good. We know that the word biomes here has the same meaning as domes.
Yes.
Domes has the same meaning as biomes.
Yes.
Now, in the biomes, when we want to grow plants,
Yes.
we should control some elements.
Yes.
What are the elements that must be or should be controlled in the biomes?
Yes, the temperature and the humidity
Good.
should be controlled carefully.
When we talk about humidity, what do we mean, Mr.
Moisture,
Chair?
moisture.
Moisture
yeah.
or
Wetness.
water vapor in the
Yes.
air?
Yeah,
Yes,
water
yes,
vapor.
yes, yes. Good. Now, here I think the project has, or it is special because it has the greatest or the largest greenhouse in the world.
Yes.
One of them is called the humid tropics biome. Am I right?
Yes.
Now, what does this biome contain, Mr. Mazen?
Yes, it contains many thousands of exotic plants not found in England.
Thank you.
Yes, exotic students should know that's strange.
rare,
rare,
unusual,
strange, foreign.
foreign,
Yes,
not common.
yes, not common.
Right. Good. Unusual, something rare. Exactly. Mr. Karim, let me ask you about the purpose of this project. Can you give us just one purpose? Mention one purpose, please.
Actually, you know, to show how dependent human beings are on plants and on grass. This is one of the most important, and that we must preserve these.
Good.
Yes, these plants.
We know that this project, again, is special, Mr. Karim, Mr. Mazen, because it has fascinating interactive exhibits for people of all ages.
Yes.
And we know also that school children visit
Yes.
this project. Why do school children, Mr. Mazen,
Yes.
visit the project?
Yes, because this project combines educational value with the scientific interest
interest.
and a huge variety of spectacular plant life. So when children go to this project, they can learn about the plants and about
good,
other
good.
things.
Good. So that's everything, I think, about the Eden project. Now we can move directly to talk about another text in the activity book, which is about plants. Here we have at page 27
Yes.
a text about plants, as you can see. Here, let me ask you again.
Yes.
In general, why do plants need to protect themselves?
Yes, because they are because animals want to feed on them.
Because they are always in danger from animals,
Danger
which want to
of
feed on
being
them.
eaten.
So they are in danger.
Yes.
That's why they need to protect themselves from enemies,
Yes.
from animals, birds, and insects. Now, we know that each plant has, let's say, a strategy or follows a way to protect itself from enemies. Let's talk about cactuses.
Yes.
First of all, where do cactuses live, Mr. Mazen?
Yes, these cactuses live in a very dry climate, very hot.
So
dry
where do
climate.
they store water, Mr. Karim?
And their stems.
In
of
their
course,
stems.
Yes.
They store large quantities
Yes,
of water,
in their stems.
large amounts
Yes,
of
yes,
water
yes.
in their stems.
In their stems.
How do they protect themselves?
Actually, they have, sharp thorns, so that when the animal or an animal comes to eat it, they will be hurt by these thorns,
Yes.
sharp thorns.
And we think nettles maybe follow the same strategy, but
Exactly.
nettles use
They have hairs,
sharp hairs.
sharp
Uh,
hairs.
By using these sharp hairs, they
Yes.
can inject
Yes.
painful
painful substances.
or irritating substance
Exactly.
into their by means of sharp hairs
Yes,
on the leaves.
yes.
Yes.
Of course, other plants use the poison
Yes.
Yes.
to protect themselves from enemies. Where can the poison be found in
Yes.
plants, Mr. Mazen?
Yes, the poison can be in the leaves, seeds, berries, or other parts of the plant.
We can use the laptop, thank you. So the poison can be, the laptop please, can be in the leaves, the seeds or berries, or in other parts of the plant. Thank you. Now, let's talk about acacia trees.
Yes.
How can they protect themselves? Mr.
Yes, they can protect themselves by ants. So the ants, these small insects, protect them.
They live permanently,
Yes.
forever, on
the
their
acacia
branches.
trees. Yes.
So when an animal, or if an animal, let's say, starts or tries to eat the tree's leaves, the ants attack it.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the horse chestnut trees. How are they protected?
Yes, these trees are protected by sticky substance.
Sticky gum or sticky substance. Exactly.
Which is like wet
It's
paint.
like the wet paint.
Yes.
No.
So
How can this substance protect the chestnut trees, the horse chestnut trees?
yes, this substance prevent insect from eating them. Sometimes this substance, the sticky gum, is strong that insect feet or wings get stuck
And
and
they
cannot
cannot-
escape.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's everything about
Yes.
this text.
Yes.
Well, and unfortunately, time is over, dear students. At the end of this seminar, I'd like to thank my colleagues, Mr. Karim Qassab and Mr. Mazen Abdul Karim, for their participation in this seminar. I'd like to thank you, and we wish you all a good luck in the final exam. Dear students, dear colleagues, till we meet in other seminars, we wish you all the best. Goodbye. Thank you.